And what that one does is if I have my phone in the portrait mode and hold down the action button, the flashlight will turn on. But if I turn my phone landscape and click and hold the action button, it will open up the camera app. Hi there and welcome to Techblar. You might have recently bought an iPhone 16 or iPhone 16 Pro, or you might even own an iPhone 15 Pro. What all these phones have in common? They all have this tiny button here on the left side. What does this button do? This is the action button, and you can actually configure what this button does. So let me show you. I will show you on my screen what you have to do to configure your action button. So first of all, you have to click the settings icon. And you have to scroll down a little bit until you see the action button menu. You click that, and probably the first thing that you will see is the silent mode. And that's kind of funny because before the action button was introduced, you had the silent switch on this side, but you don't have that anymore. So as default, the action button is set to silent mode. So if I click the action button now, you will see up here on the screen that my phone will be taken off silent mode because it previously was on silent. If I press it again and hold it, you see that the phone will be put on silent again. At the bottom here, you can see that you have a lot of dots, and that means that you have more options to select from. So if you scroll from the right, the next option is focus modes. So you might have configured a few focus modes. So if you select this option, you can set the focus mode by pressing and holding the action button. The next option is the camera, and that simply opens the camera app if you click and hold the action button. This option is kind of not needed for the iPhone 16 and iPhone 16 Pro because there you have a specific camera control button that can do the same thing, that is open the camera app, but of course that button does much more than that. But since I have an iPhone 15 Pro, I don't have that button. So I could have the action button open the camera for me. The next one is the flashlight, and that's a really simple one. If you hold down the action button, the flashlight will be turned on, and if I hold the action button down again, the flashlight will be turned off. Next one is to recognize music. So if you hear a song that you really like, but you can't pinpoint what the song is, you can use this functionality to let the phone listen to the song, and hopefully the phone will recognize the song. The next option is translate, and that simply opens up the Apple Translate app. So that's really handy if you're abroad and need to do translations very often. The next option is the magnifier. And that simply opens an app that you can use to magnify things. For example, if you have really small text that you need to read, you can use the magnifier to read the text. The next option is controls. And that option allows you to have multiple controls to select from. Maybe you have some favorites. So if you click choose controls, you will actually get all the controls that you can set for the action button. And that can be something from a third-party app or from some functionality built into the iPhone. That can be really handy. The next option is shortcut. And that opens up a lot of possibilities because with shortcuts you can do a lot of different things. And I've actually created my own shortcut that I'm currently using for my action button. So if I press the choose a shortcut, I simply have to find my shortcut, and I've actually named mine action button. And what that one does is if I have my phone in the portrait mode and hold down the action button, the flashlight will turn on. And if I hold it again, the flashlight will go off. But if I turn my phone landscape and click and hold the action button, it will open up the camera app. So in my case here, I'm using the orientation of the phone to determine which action to run. I only have these two actions, but if the phone is in landscape and I click the action button, the camera will be opened, and in portrait the flashlight will be opened. But the possibilities are endless. So the next option is accessibility. And if you click here, choose a feature, you can choose from a lot of accessibility features that the iPhone already offers. And you can have quick access to that accessibility feature. That is really handy. And the last option is to have no action at all. So when I click the action button with this option selected, nothing happens. So if you're really annoyed by the action button, you're always accidentally clicking it, then you can just use this option to have no action when you click the action button. But for me, I will keep the action button configuration on shortcut, because that is really handy for me. I really hope you liked this video. And now you might have a brilliant idea on how to configure your action button. And if you like this video, check out my other content on my channel. And if you like the content, please consider subscribing, because it really helps my channel grow. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share. See you in my next video.